Well, hello, everyone. We are just about finished the first half of section 2 of the Young Family Long Form. I'm Dee Hilke, and today our agenda is to do that, to practice what we know, to go over what it is that that I've been sneaking a look at what you folks have been doing, and give you some tips on section 2. I hope you appreciated the tips on section 1 last time. Aha, yes, I see some thumbs up. So, and then we're going to, of course, review cloud hands, which we did last time. Any questions that you have, it was all looking really good at the end of last week, if we haven't forgotten it. And then move on to the very first move in the second part of the second section, which is high pat on horse. So that's our agenda for today. It's a fairly simple move in a lot of ways. It has some challenges in the footwork. So it's one of those deceptively simple moves that will help you, probably help you with your empty step. So we'll see how all that works. Let's start by literally doing everything we know, because why not? You know, because we're not going to be able to do that every time. Well, so let's enjoy it while we can. So here, most people have to start at sort of the right end of their space in order to make things fit. We will have to stop periodically and move. Feel free to do that whenever you need to. So settle yourselves into a good prepare. Feel that light pushing up of your head. Just now be suspended. Just let yourself be suspended. Your head is up. You're kind of like hanging from your shoulders down. But the upper part of your body is really light. You could swing it around, but oh, that lower part of your body, your knees are soft. It's starting to get really heavy. Opening. Left ward off. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hands and step forward. Don't forget, you're going to turn your upper body to the left. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Right brush knee and push. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. left, brush knee, and push. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Big turn. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. Embrace tiger. Return to mountain. Roll back. Press. Push. Fist. Under elbow. Repulse monkey. 1, 2, 3, diagonal flying. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Needle to see bottom. Fan through back. Let's adjust ourselves if you need to. Turn body, chop with fist. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Step up and grasp the bird's tail into right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Cloud hands. 1, 2, 3. Turn and step towards the corner. Just that cloud hands, then make a hook. Step out, single whip. Beautiful single whips, folks. Lovely. All right, how was that? How did that feel? Take a moment to realize how much you've learned this year. It's just amazing. Some of you have really never done this before, so it's really exciting. And I know the second section is new to at least 2 of you. So that's really exciting for me. Any questions about any of what we've done besides cloud hands? Any questions? Yeah, Michael.
Back to the basics.
Yeah.
More off the left. Just a second. When I was stepping out, let's see. Let me do this again. So when I was reaching out here and I was coming here, I was really straightening my arm a lot.
Yes.
Your arm should still be a ward off position when you come out to this point.
There's a couple of times in the form when that arm is pretty darn straight. It's still Tai Chi straight, but it's pretty straight. It's not like this, right?
Right.
You see the difference?
Right.
But it's not like this either. Okay?
But I mean, like this arch here, warding off. Not so much like straight like this, but more arching like this.
I see. You're asking me how. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you from the front. How about that?
Okay.
So let's see. Yeah, I think because let me see if I can do this. Here we go. Yeah, no, here. I guess it's from here. You'll see. We're gonna do it from both
right
sides.
there. That's good.
This is good? All right. So we're here. So get back a little bit, sorry. So yes, I mean, it's not like this, right?
No.
Right. My body is still turned just it's turned. Hang on. Just remember, eventually all of this gets just so second nature. Yeah, it is. It's still like this, if that's what you're asking. It's not like this.
Right.
It's still like this. Yes, thank you. Good on you. Good on you. Yes. You're still in your basic body shape. I thought you were talking about how straight this arm was this way, but yes.
Because I was straightening my arm out like way out, like that, rather than like this. It's really subtle difference, but
what's important to feel is that frankly, that you could have something in your hand. I'm just looking around here if I have anything, and I don't see anything right now. But like, if I imagine, I mean, the idea is that you have somebody's arm that's here and you're going like this, mean, you need to feel, I mean, this would be too close, right? This would be too close. This would feel, you want to be able to sort of put your whole body behind it. And then for me, that requires a little bit of body shape. That's interesting. I've never thought about that before. Thank you for the question, Michael. So my guess is you're probably doing it correctly, everybody. I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think you're too, we always want a little of this body shape. So a lot of people talk about having a large olive or a very small lemon underneath your, underneath your armpit. So it just that your arms in general, that these forearms, these upper arms really are never like this in Tai Chi. They're always out a little bit. So if you find your arm in, you've collapsed. You want to have just a little bit of room here. So great question, Michael. I had not thought about that before. That's just really super. Yeah, and other people are putting thumbs up. So that's good. Any other questions? All right, well, let's just look at fan through back for a minute. When we've come, I want to show you, I'll actually show you, maybe I can show you two versions of fan through back, and you tell me which one's the right version. That's what Nancy does sometimes. So let's see which way I want to be here. Where am I before? Okay, heavens, I'm here. Not where I really want to be. Okay, so I'm coming up. So that what I want to show you is this version versus this version. Do you see a difference? Anybody see a difference? Erlyn?
Yeah, I saw a difference. I was just putting my hand up as to which one looked the right one to me when you did it.
Well, I'm thinking that there is some distortion because the second one was the right one. So here you go. I think distortion when I probably taught it from the camera. So what I want to point out is that if when you bring it up really, really high, and then both arms are having to come down, that is not right. What you want to do is you want it to get it up here where you can step over, and just pull in opposite directions. So just don't pull it up too high. It's the fan through back. See, here we go. Where are we? Sorry, I don't get into things very well. We're coming up here. We're lifting up and turning, and then it is this high. It is sort of cheek high, and then it turns out that as you bend that, everything is in the right place when you bend back. So you don't have to lift up way high. And it may be your camera, but actually it looked like you were lifting up higher than that.
Yeah, I was, because that's what I thought was going on. So now I understand that the outward facing palm at the end is supposed to be protecting the temple. So, right?
Yes.
So that mean when you're out here and then you pull back, it just kind of goes up a tiny bit to the temple space? Because if I pull back directly, then I'm in the same area I'm in the more side of my face.
I think we're looking for it to protect this part right here.
Okay,
This is really, it's not up here or anything. It's that, if there's this
right.
spot right there.
Yep, makes sense.
Okay.
Can you do it slow-mo again? Because it's like there's to see the raising of the arm, the turning of the arm, and then when it connects.
Okay, let's see. Slow-mo here. So I usually connect when it's about flat here, lift, step, so I am protecting this side of my, and again, there's some distortion.
Yeah, it's very tricky. So the difference between the needle to seed bottom height and the difference and the height of the fan behind back when it pulls back is the needle to seed bottom is more like just around your shoulder area, and the other one is temple.
It's cheek.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cheek lower. Yeah, it's here. It's a natural thing, right? If you just go like this and your arm is, if you just go like this, it's about the right height. It's
Okay.
not, you're not holding up your arm. This body shape we were just talking about, you know, is gonna kind of put it there. If you just kind of come back, it's going to end up being there. Whereas this is in this way. And yes, you're protecting that little spot right here.
Okay. That's still pretty natural, because if you tried to put it lower with your palm out, it would be a little uncomfortable.
It would be a lot of uncomfortable. But what we don't want to do is go up and then have two arms coming down and back. And it may have been that it may have been distortion on your camera that made it look that way, but in any case, I just wanted to clarify that for folks. And it might have been distortion on my camera before. So just wanted to point that out to folks. All right. So I did want to go into another one that's lots of people in the group have some confusion on. I am so impressed that this long, complicated move of fist under elbow, everybody seems to have. But the very last part, and we move in all these different directions, so it's very hard to see. The very last part of it, everybody's coordinating a little differently, and it'd be nice if we did it all the same. Right? What do you think? So in fan feedback, let's see. Not fan feedback, in fist under elbow. So I'm going to show it in the direction that we do it. Thumb push, right? I'll move up here, maybe. From push. So it starts out like single whip. Everybody's doing this really nicely. And everybody is stepping this nice one line, two sides. This is great. Now it's from here on that everybody coordinates a little different. I want you to, your left hand is actually, which we paid a lot of attention to, is doing okay for most of you, okay? I want you to look at your right hand here, the one that I've got the sleeve on. So when I come up, it doesn't do anything. It just travels with my body. And when I turn and start to pull, it's not doing anything at this point. As I start to really come down, I'm going to let it make a fist, and notice that I've also taken the weight off of that left foot. So I come down, I make with my left hand, I make a little sort of almost scooping motion here, because I got to change directions. And I'm definitely not like this here. But now at this point, I have made my fist. My heel comes down. I am turned to the corner with my upper body. And I just up with the left hand and in with the right hand, but I do not turn, and I don't think anyone's doing this, I do not turn my upper body straight with that. I actually do it by get some power by, you know, bending a little right here. So let me go through this coordination again. So just like single whip, we move back, we turn, although our footwork is easier. We're pushing out, step, ward off, bring the other foot up and grab at the same time, rotate that left arm. But notice this hand has just traveled with me. In fact, it's kind of behind because all I've done is move, it just stayed where it was. Now it's going to continue to travel with me as I move my weight, as I turn and start to move my weight. So now the arm is over here, but as I really am pulling down, because it goes right from a turn to a pull with my shoulder, then I'm also pivoting this left foot and making a fist with my right hand. Then as I kind of round off at the bottom here, and I'm ready to pull up, to come up, I'm going to put my 30% on my front foot and close my arm, bring my left arm up and close my right arm in. I mean, punch in. And in the end, you're going to be like this. You're going to be punching just below the height of your elbow and right at the center. So you're not going to be down here. You're going to be here. You're going to be like right at the center of your body. And you're not going to worry about trying to be like this, like fist under elbow. Now, whose elbow are you under? You are under your opponent's elbow. And you're also below the height of your elbow, but it's not way down here, it's up here. Because what you've done is you've turned your opponent around. This whole thing where you went like this, you had a hold of your opponent, and your opponent is ending up like this or like this. And then you're punching them in the kidney. So, you know, you've got your opponent up like this with their arm, and they can't do anything, and they're exposed. Their side of the back is exposed to you. So that's what the actual meaning of it is. So let's practice. Can you see what I'm doing? Do I need to do it from a different angle, or can you see the coordinations from there? You want a different angle, or you can see it? You're good. Everybody's good?
How about doing it just right directly towards us? Like you're saying.
Okay, let's see. If I want it to be towards you, I think I want to start here, right? No, here. Here. All right. So I'm not quite towards you.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That was good. Because I was putting my hand underneath my elbow because it's fist under elbow, right? but it's not. It's just under their elbow.
No, it's under their elbow. It's under their elbow. And it's not at the same height as your elbow. It is below the height of your elbow. So whichever works for you. But no, you're not crossing this far, because when you actually do the technique, they're there. You don't have to worry. So you've got that. All right. So let us just practice that for a minute. Let's just do it one more time as I call it, and don't from right bow step, from push. We are doing fist under elbow, pushing out, stepping, warding off, grab, pull, step, shift, wait. Now start to make, so there's this moment, you made your fist, you've turned your hand, you now have changed from the ball to the heel, and you put your 30% on. It looks like everybody's in a good position there. So any questions about that? All right, good. This is another one of those moves that you don't get to do again until you're in another form. So it's here, it's right here in the second section, and then, you know, that's where you are. Any other moves in the second section that we would like to? Oh, we need to do cloud hands. So let's give that a try. See how everybody's feeling about it, and then see what questions you have. So let's see, from single whip, I'll call it out for us. We're gonna shift to the right and turn and just let our left arm come across, drop our hook and pull, step back, and inside arm up, shifting right, grab, pull, step out. And another one, this is number 2, step in. Always stepping when we get to the side. Step out. Number 3, turn to the corner, stepping. Just keep doing it, and get, as you come to the corner, you're going to step and make a hook and windshield wiper. And as you move forward, deflect and strike. You're in single whip. How's that feeling for folks? It looked pretty good last week. I wasn't able to watch you this time. I'm seeing some, yeah? It's okay? All right, it's okay. Well, we're gonna practice it again at the end, and maybe if we'll see how much time we have, we'll be able to do it twice. I wanna show you the first move of the next section. All right, the next part of part 2, what I call part 2. A lot of people call it the kicking section. Because this is where you learn how to kick. There's only one new kick in the third section. So you're going to be learning your kicks here. All right, I'm going to show it to you from a couple of angles. So here we are in single whip. And here is high pad on horse. That's the whole thing. That's all it is. Wow. Okay, so let's try it from here. I mean, let me show it from here. So let's see, here we go. From single whip, And then I'll explain it to you too, but first I'm just going to do it. So just so we understand what's happening, I did single whip, and it didn't take out my opponent. My opponent's like right there. No falling backwards, no nothing. Right? My opponent's right there. So that didn't work. In fact, they're about ready to, like either run away because they probably pulled back a little bit, or come at me, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab them, and I'm going to let go of this. I'm going to let go of my hook and set my hand and bring it in like this. Well, why would I do that? Well, I'm going to grab them like this, and I'm turned already, and I keep that turn, and then I pull and I strike at the same time. We've done pulling and striking before, right? In repulse monkey. And this is a new kind of strike for us, because instead of striking here, we're turning it this way. So what we're doing is we're grabbing whatever we can grab of, their shirt, their upper arm, whatever. We're grabbing it and turning it, getting a good hold, and then straightening our upper body and pulling them into our advancing hand with that body turn. Just like you in repulse monkey, how you pull them in, you pull them into your strike. I'm sorry, I started to do it this way. You could, you pull them into your strike, right? You pull back and you pull them into your strike. This is similar. We're pulling them into our strike, but we're actually, they're very close to us, and we're able to, we just do it very locally. We're not moving far. So let me show it to you again, now that you can have a sense of that again. So it didn't work. So that's the move. Let's look at the footwork. The footwork is actually the most challenging part of this. So the footwork is deceptively simple. Here you are in your single whip bow step. And we're just going to have to shift our weight, keeping our turn towards the corner. And we have to shift it really far. And if you're like me, and you stop, it's really hard. It's like, how do I get this foot? How do I get this foot off the ground, right? I don't stop. I usually have momentum, so I don't have that problem. But that's one of the challenges of it. So the easiest thing to do is not take too big a step on that single whip until you really get the flow of this move. So I will therefore demonstrate that. And you want that single whip where you're very erect, right? And then we're just gonna bring our center all the way over that foot and keep the turn. Also keep that angle, establish a bit of an angle in this direction, because we've been very upright. You can establish a little bit of that angle And then pick up the left foot, put it down, one line, two sides for an empty step. So let's do it from here. So you're in single whip, shift, come onto your heel, put the toe down, the ball of your foot down, and 30%. From the bow step, remember the bow step's all the way to the corner. Here, ball, 30%, and I'm just making sure I know what I'm doing here. Hang on. Yes, and we're turning our upper body square. So let's practice that. So we're coming back, rocking back on the heel, putting our toe down, one line, two sides. As we put 30%, we rotate our upper body square. Okay? Right, right, nicely done. Okay, and let's do it from, let's see, from here. I think you can see from here. One more time. Again, shifting, rock back off the heel, put the toe down, one line, two sides, and now turn your upper body. You want to save that turn. It's also going to be harder to move that foot if you've turned too early. Puts too much weight towards the center. And one more time. Shift, rocking back, ball touch, 30%. Not so hard, right? Not so hard. Okay, so what's happening with the right hand? It's going to open and sit, but it's not going to sit way up like this. It's just going to sit. It wants to be in position to be here. Here. So you're going to sit it that far. So what happens? We're here. We open, sit, start feeling that outside edge, which you can't see at the moment. And then you're going to bend your arm. That's all you're going to do. Bend your arm. It ends up right there. Okay? So, and you're in the same, right? You're just where you need to be. You're like this, then like this. And then you're going to let that shoulder come into your normal position here. And then that right arm, because you're at the side, right? That right arm is going to come out like this, right towards your own throat height. So it's not going to necessarily look that way on my camera. So from here, open. Nice. Here, and then here. And this is where you're striking. It's bony. It's bony here. Padded too, but you know, it's kind of an edge. It's an edge. Think of it as your knife. Just it's a hard spot. Okay? And so see where else are we? So what happens with the left hand? It's just going to rotate and then it's going to pull in. And because you're turning square, You know, when we pulled in before, we came all the way here, right? Came all the way here. I mean, we didn't do what I did first, like close off here. That would not be good body shape, right? So we did this before and we came down here, but we were turned, right? So we were actually like this, but we don't need to come that far and we don't have enough room to come that far. So, and we're turning from here to here. So we're going to come right to your bottom rib, right to your bottom rib. And we're not going to close like this. We're going to stay open. Okay, nice, nice, really nice. Okay, so that left hand is like this. It rotates. Imagine grabbing, right? It rotates, and then as you turn, it comes in here. Comes in here. Just pull them into you. Okay? You're probably not going to get them all the way that far because what you're doing is you're pulling into your hand, right? Your hand's going to be there too. So they're not actually going to be there, but that's how you're going to practice that move, is you're going to pull it all the way down. Is that all that clear? Let's put it all together. So from single whip, remember you're open more than corner here. And as you shift to neutral, you know, like halfway back, you're starting to rotate and you get that hand in position, that right hand in position. As you finish shifting, you've no weights on the left foot and it picks up, you take all the weight off, it comes to center, right at the end, not to center, one line, two sides. And then you turn square, put 30%. 70% is in the back. You all look great. Great. Okay, that's the move. So let's practice it from, let's see, I think this is the best angle for you. And a little faster. Coming back, opening that hook and bending that arm. Left hand has been rotating. Change your footwork to ball and now turn square. Again. Shifting back, opening. Now everything's in position. And you execute. Now, of course, it all smooths out, so we're going to do it really super slow. We're shifting back. First thing that happens, we get our hand position. Then you bend that elbow. Then you change your footwork, and then you turn. Pull and strike as you turn. The turn, just like other turns and strikes, powers your strike. Any questions about this?
You said you bend the right elbow before you pick up your foot?
Yeah, the picking up on all of these, Michael, on all of these, pretty much all of these movements on where you're doing a ball touch, it's kind of at the last moment that you've got the weight off it, and at the last moment you get it into the right position. So let me see if I can just do it without sort of talking, and you folks can watch it. Do you see how that foot moved just at the last minute? You want it to be smooth, but it's the last. So you're taking the weight off. If I think about my left foot, the weight's coming off it, onto the heel, no weight. It pops right in there. And now I've rooted, I have the ball touching, but now I'm going to really put that 30% on as I turn my upper body. Yes, Erlyn.
So your left palm is up and your arm is in, your right arm is in, and your body is turned right before you move your foot. Then you put your foot down and then you execute,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly right. I'm going to show it to you from the front one more time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I'll see if I can get some pictures of that for us.
You're
All
coming-
right. Yes,
so
Michael.
You're coming forward and putting the 30% of the weight on your foot as you're striking.
Yes. That's
If
giving
you're
you,
home-
that's giving you stability. It's
Got it.
supporting you, okay? It's supporting you. It's not going to be as strong as you know, as this, where your whole body and turn is behind it and you're moving back. But it's you've got something. Because
Practice.
it's this, and it's also the downward push that keeps you stable during that moment, because otherwise somebody could, you know, you're one line, two sides. This is not, you know, you've got to have the better balance at this point. So you've got to take them sort of by surprise there. It's not the strongest, but it's a good move. Sometimes you're really close in and you do that. All right, let's we're getting towards the end of class. What I'm going to actually suggest we do is single whip, cloud hands, single whip to this move. And if we have time, we'll do it. Let's do that. So single whip to cloud hands, shifting back, turning, and 1, 2, 3. Hands to the side, step to the corner, complete the cloud hands into single whip. High pad on horse, shifting back, opening that right hand and bending it, changing my footwork, turning square. Let's do it again. From single whip, cloud hands, 2, 3. This is where we step to the corner, make our hook, high pad on horse, shifting over that back right foot and changing our arms, bringing that other foot in, and now turn and execute. How's that feeling? Any questions? All right, we're gonna do it one more time. Cloud hands. Two. Three. Stepping to the corner. Converting to single whip. High pad on horse. Shifting our weight over that back foot, getting our hands ready and ready to strike, changing our footwork to the ball, 30%. Nice. Remember, keep those shoulders down. All right. How's it feeling?
Cool.
It's getting there. All right. It's going to require practice. So next time we will practice this. We will review this. I won't take too much, I don't think. And then we will get into the kicks. So one last thing before we go, don't forget that working on your balance when you're brushing your teeth, whatever, right? Right, nice. I see people doing this. This can be useful if it's pretty advanced. If you want to do that, you can do that. It's very useful. We talked before about, having one of our feet out and actually opposing arms. Remember that? Doing this. Get used to having your arms go the other direction and being used to, and here's another one. Notice, just put your arms out like this and notice, keep those shoulders down. Notice how stable you are when you have your arms out versus when your arms are in and tight next to your body. Just so you should, when you're at home, feel that. Have your arms close in. And how does that feel? How stable does that feel? Versus like in a nice big giant West Coast hug-a-tree. You're really much more stable. Keep your shoulders level. Keep your hips level. Don't get like this, right? Keep your hips level. And nice corrections, folks. Yeah, good. So these are all things that you can practice this week. Don't worry, because the other thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to learn the kicks. Like we'll learn one of the kicks this way that is ultimately done this way. And we'll learn, when we come to the next kick, we'll learn it this way first to learn the coordinations, right? We'll learn it this way when ultimately it's going to be this way, right? So when you feel comfortable going up higher, you go up higher. But there's no better score for being higher, right? Unless you're in real competition. So it's good. You'd actually probably be just as apt to stomp on somebody's foot as you would be to kick them in the stomach or something. All right, so we are done. Any final questions? All right, good.
About that.
Have a good week, everybody.
That was a great class.
Good.